Hi, I'm Isabel, the co-host of Camp Animal Crossing, and welcome back to our next interview episode of The Aftermath. Today, I will be talking with Axel, who is known for his clumsy personality and being the second voted off post-merge. Please give your round of attention to Axel, the clumsy guy.
Thank you for inviting me to be in this after show.
It's good to have you with me, Axel. Okay, let's get right on with the show. We have a lot to go over today. So Axel, you were one pretty tough player, and it was so great to have you compete on Camp Animal Crossing. What have you been doing since you left the game?
First, I got some treatment for my skunk spray experience. The smell pretty much went away as soon as I came home. After that, I started working as a caregiver and tutor for a family across the street. I drove around the country playing any solitaire, cafe or bookstore that would have me, crashed on a lot of Camp AC alumni couches, and most recently, I contributed some radio platforms to the excellent blues singer, CAC Slider, as well as a Sufjan Stevens joke that got out of hand called our 50 States Project, which managed to get a write-up in both Pitchfork and the AV Club.
You must have been very busy over the past few days. What were you most proud of playing Camp Animal Crossing?
Didn't have a lot of time to make such memories, unfortunately, but I'm proud of myself for doing it at all, despite my fears and concerns going into it, and it was wild to be the first to experience a new plot twist.
Okay, what was your biggest regret playing this season?
Just one? Let's go with this. I should have made a huge scene at the monkey chasing challenge, where I slipped off and dangled off a root of a cliff. I thought when I let go, I would be doomed and an injury would mean game over, but I was lucky enough to fall into some bushes and escape with only minor scratches.
That must have been pretty rough. Now, what's something that will blow the fans' minds that happened out there in your season but never made it to TV?
There's a ton. But I don't think I've mentioned this one publicly before. In the treasure-finding challenge, I had to go completely into a poop-filled toilet and find the key, when it was all just no luck.
How do you feel about the edit you got on the show?
It was a little worse than expected. Didn't think I'd have people calling me socially inept and special on TV, but hey, I knew what I was getting into when I signed up.
If you could make one change to any aspect of Camp Animal Crossing, what would it be and why?
They're not working on it yet, but the show needs a ton of more representation. This is the longest-running character elimination series on television. The cast and crew should reflect the population the show represents by now.
Last question from me, would you play again if asked?
I don't know. It would have to be under very specific circumstances. I won't know what it's like to be a primetime punchline for millions of people again.
Alright, let's get some questions from our pre-merge audience. Any questions you guys want to share?
I have a question. What was it like to be a victim of some of the hardest competitions out of all of the episodes?
Let me answer that. I'm the clumsiest player in this game, and the challenges were pretty hard to say the least. It put a weird and deep stain on my reputation, and I'm not even close to getting it out.
OMG, I have one. Who did you get along with during the entire game?
I've been comfortable around the boys throughout this season. Roscoe was pretty cool. I also got to work with Ali on getting out Admiral, which we later learned it was a misunderstanding after all. You know, I have a whole lot of friends, and there are many to count. It's Camp Animal Crossing, anything is possible.
I have something to add on that. Who's one player from the game you wish you could have played with or against and why?
Funny you should ask. Pearl very kindly mentioned me here. I've really enjoyed becoming acquainted with her. I suspect if we played together, our fates would have been pretty much the same though. I would have also loved to play with Violet. I think we'd make a fun team because we get each other on an existential level.
Have you been watching the other episodes of Camp Animal Crossing? If so, what's your favorite episode you were on and why?
Now, it's a bad idea to watch nowadays, and my therapist agrees. I've seen a few episodes here and there at events, but it all kind of hurts too much. Favorite episode is episode 33 though.
And are you sure there is anything else you want to add before we go?
No thanks. Thanks guys for supporting me on this show. I can't wait for finale night.
So there you have it. Axel's aftermath interview. I'll see you next time where I meet our next post-merge boot. I'll see you all real soon.
Y'all ready to get funky?
The most important part of dance is music. So now let us listen to the music and identify the beats.
1, 2, 3.
But that was too soft.